They're not picking up a pen or ink or markers for hand-lettered designs today. Instead, we are reaching for, let's see if I can say it, a pyrography pen.
Pyrography?
Yeah? Pyrography! Yeah! Pyrography pen! We're seeing clever modern project results from artists using the typical wood-burning tool, I can say that. So today we're exploring how to work with one. Calligrapher Melissa Esplin is here to share this new project application. She even helped me practice. Pyrography.
It's such a mouthful.
Pyrography.
Or just word burning.
Let's go with that. Okay, so I hear wood burning and I think of Boy Scout camp.
Yeah, that's what I think about. Well, not Boy Scout. I think about my grandpa, because we used to do that together.
Okay.
But there's just this really fun way to like take it out of that context and put it into something clever. A couple months ago, a neighbor of mine asked if I could write her grandkids' names on some craft boxes right here. And I just kept thinking, what do I do that's gonna be permanent? And my assistant was like, well, why don't you just use a wood burning tool? Like, oh, light bulb moment. I've used it before, and it's seriously just so much fun.
So instead of reaching for the paints or the markers, you reached for this kind of old throwback, in your mind, memory-making object. How easy is it to work with?
You know what? It depends upon the kind of tool you have. If you have a really expensive tool, like the $200, $300 range, it's a lot easier to work with. But these are $25. They're way more affordable.
Okay.
There's some getting used to the tool because the tip is actually screwed on. You don't want to screw on it when it's hot, but
sure.
It's screwed on so the heat doesn't conduct perfectly evenly. So you do kind of have to go over your lines a couple times. You have to go slow, but you can do some really fun things with it.
And you have, we know, gorgeous handwriting. Do you feel like you can really translate that lettering art to this tool?
Using the right surface really does make a difference. So you can see here, I've done my daughter's name with this really,
that's beautiful.
It's a pine, so it's a lighter weight wood. It's bleeding a lot more than if I were to use, say, a harder wood.
Define bleeding, what does that mean?
So you're seeing a lot of like inconsistency
kind of spreads out a little bit?
Yeah.
Where here we have a more finite, detailed design.
Yes, and we're using the same tool, the same heat, the same, pretty much everything except for the wood.
So the softness of the wood makes a big difference.
Yeah, so if you're using like a nicer wood with a smoother surface, it's gonna give you like much better results. And I've also found you can buy wood tape, wood paper.
What?
And so you can put wood on just about anything.
Wouldn't you know?
Yeah.
Would it? Oh, I had to. I just need to stop while I'm not very far ahead this morning. But look how cool, wrapping that little kind of belly band around that vase. Or look at the spatula.
The spatula.
The wood spoon,
that's just so easy, right? For gifts, teacher gifts, I'm like thinking of all the teacher gifts that I need to be making in the next couple months for Christmas.
Yes.
This is so easy. It's a no-brainer.
Dare I say neighbor gifts?
Yes.
It's way early to be having this conversation.
Yes.
Save your tomatoes. Don't throw them at your TV screen. But really, that's a great gift idea.
Right? So just like start doing it now, and you can do it with your kids.
Okay, show us. Show us
how you do this.
Yeah, sure.
So I like to, you gotta preheat it. I always hold the heat, whatever this temperature control, just because it gives me a little bit more stability and I'm not gonna drop this out of my hand and burn something, catch something else on fire.
Very smart.
So, okay, on my blog, you'll be able to find some decorative elements that you can transfer onto wood so you don't have to think of, oh my gosh, I have to be so creative. So there's a whole alphabet, there's a design, there's some elements that you can add onto it.
How do you transfer to wood?
You get a pencil, and you draw on the back of your paper.
Am I asking all the dumb questions?
No.
I thought I heard a little sigh in her sweet voice. Well, dear Brooke.
So you mark on the back side. And then you can just transfer it, and it'll lightly transfer on top of it.
Thank you for being the patient teacher.
You can totally do no-brainer activities. You can also, I've just already gone ahead and penciled on top of it.
Yeah.
The nice thing is you're burning on top of the wood, so you don't have to worry about the pencil after the fact. You don't have to erase it or anything.
It's totally covered up.
Yeah, it's totally covered up.
Show us.
So this is fun. This is paper, so there's really, you can practice.
Yeah, where did you get this?
arccrafts.com.
ARC Crafts. Wood paper.
Wood paper.
Who knew?
And wood tape.
Wood tape.
So I'm holding the temperature gauge, and I'm just using this like I would a regular pen, but I'm going super slow. Like, I talk in all my calligraphy classes, everybody needs to slow down. I have to slow down even more to use this tool.
With this one.
it gives you just this really fun and permanent way to mark on things that's going to age well.
Look at that. Look how cool. And the longer you hold or the higher the heat, the darker the mark, correct?
Yeah.
That's amazing. And what I was impressed with going into this conversation is how detailed you were able to get the flourishes and the individual kind of intricate designs of like this leafy pattern, for example.
And there are other tips that you can go even more detailed.
Okay.
So
May I try?
Yes,
May I
please
try?
do.
I'm going to hold the temperature control too, because
Yes,
somebody
I
told
don't
me
want you to drop
that
it.
was like a safety precaution, and we take those around here.
Yes.
Okay, okay. What kind of heat are we talking about? How hot is this?
We're at the hottest setting right now.
Oh.
With wood, I tend to go towards the hotter settings. In these kits, you can find a little temperature gauge. You know, if you want to you can do this on leather.
Oh my goodness.
So I've done it on leather. You have to have a lighter setting. You want to make sure that you have a very well ventilated area if you're doing any kind of wood that has a varnish on it or leather that has a coating on it, because you could run into some ventilation issues.
Okay, so open the windows at the very
Yes.
least. That's really, that's satisfying.
Yes.
That's a satisfying project.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, it takes time. Just sit there and do it.
I did that, people. I did that. I may not know how to say, wait, pyrography pen.
Yes, you did it.
But I can do it, at least at the beginner's level. Really fun. Melissa, more examples on your website as always. And how's the class schedule looking for fall?
So we've got classes booking out through October, November, and December. Bunch of different stuff between handwriting and hand lettering and flourishing, calligraphy, and watercolor. We're just doing everything.
They do it all. The classes fill up fast for good reason. So we'll link you over to Melissa's website if you want to sign up and maybe pick up a new hobby for the fall season. Thank you. Great to see you. That was fun.